Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
We're gonna get into it. Let's just take a second to welcome everyone to the podcast.
Welcome everybody to the podcast. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. It means a lot.
You're listening to With Whit with Tim, Date Night Edition.
Date night with Whit.
Tim, yeah. And as you can see, but not hear, we're on our couch. This is what our couch sounds like. Okay, we're on the couch.
New couch, Sixpenny. What's up?
Shout out to that company.
I'm obsessed with this
rules.
couch.
We're in the middle of a major room redo.
You know, when you've lived in your house for a while, like for us, it's almost 7 years and you've had it kind of the same way and you're just ready for like a refresh. Like there's not a lot we can do to this house that we want to continue to do without like knocking walls down and doing major construction.
When you lived in a house for a long time and you can't afford to buy a new house, just move your TV from one room to the next and rearrange all the rooms' purposes.
That's really true.
Yeah.
But it's also, we've been wanting to change up the flow of the house because we like to entertain and host, but we realize like bringing stuff from inside to outside and the flow to get outside is difficult with like the big furniture right in front of the door. So we also wanted to change things around just to change up the flow.
We did want to change up the flow. Do we like hosting?
You do.
Fair. All right, I thought we'd do things a little bit differently today. I still want to hit all of our topics. I think I kind of want to skip goal review and maybe setting a goal because we don't follow through with those.
Yeah.
But I'd like to start with errors and omissions.
Omissions. Errors and omissions.
Omissions. Yes. Did we omit anything? Did we make any errors? Last time we recorded, we said that Prince William had killed Kate Middleton, and that was not true. But obviously we were kidding. And full disclaimer.
Full disclosure or full disclaimer?
Full disclaimer.
Okay.
For all of our pop culture palate cleansers,
we're usually lying.
We're bringing the fake news. You should know that.
We're like the fun, ethical,
Ish.
in style weekly.
Yeah, look at us that way. Okay?
What was that trash mag that our grandmothers always used to read?
National Enquirer.
Yeah.
Yes, we are not a news organization. Let's make that clear.
We're not.
And just to talk about the subject for a while, obviously, very sad that she has cancer, and we hope that she gets better. But there's still something fishy going on, and I'm just saying that I noticed.
Because it's like, why?
Well, yeah. There's two camps to this. Who gives a which is I'm in also because I don't care about the royals.
Right. Only because of the crown do I really care. Like I've never been invested.
It's one of those things where you only care because so many other people care that you feel like you need to weigh in.
And like you need to talk about it. But
you should be above that?
We should
not
be
here,
above that.
Not here.
A lot of people, because I feel like also having this podcast, I go into Dear Media all the time and everyone's so young there. And there's like all this stuff I haven't heard about from TikTok.
Like TikTok.
And I'm like, should I know? Or am I okay just living in the ignorance is bliss?
I don't really fully understand what you're saying, but we don't have to know about anything we don't want to know about. I don't have to know every single thing about the royals to casually gossip about them. They are in that role as our celebrities, and it's public domain to just chit chat about them, which is what we're here to do. And there's something fishy going on, and I want to know what it is. Despite her sad cancer diagnosis, I like Kate Middleton.
Yeah, I do too.
Persona. I have no idea who she is.
Yeah.
I like her persona. I got nothing against her. Anyway, I thought that since we just got back and we're still in the middle of spring break, we should review our trip.
Okay.
Are you down to do that?
I'm fully down.
Are you guys down to listen to that?
Do you want to do a full review? Or
I'd like to talk about give a little bit of color on each 10 minutes of the trip. You will do something every 10 minutes. So the first 10 minutes,
you can remember that.
My stomach hurt and did on the side. I know, I couldn't remember it if you paid me $1 trillion billions. But I would like to talk about spring break with you. I thought it was a great trip. I am not a big resort guy. And not that this was a big resort, it was a medium-sized resort, but it was pretty big. And we didn't leave the resort or the pool really. And that was fine with me. We were only there for 4 days.
Yeah.
And
3 full days.
It was so family friendly and packed with kids, and Sunny is so social that we were able to really chill. It was like the first vacation we've all been on where I really did feel like I recharged my batteries and like had plenty of time to read and lay and nap and drink and eat. And there was no stress of getting into cars and going to this and reserving that. And what's your confirmation number? Oh, I need to do a login. Oh, you want me to download an app to do like, no,
Like, yeah.
none of that. Just sit there, eat and
Veg.
drink and
That's all we have
sleep.
to think about.
And it was great.
Yeah.
And that was great.
I did also get the chance to relax during the day. I one day took like a 2-hour nap, I think, at the pool. But I felt like I was just waking up so early that I wasn't like fully rested. So I came home feeling tired from that.
Different experience for you.
Yeah. But you came home feeling refreshed.
I did. I liked it. And I think if we were there for a little bit longer, we would have gotten antsy at the hotel and then done some exploring or some activities because I really want to check out. Like we could have been anywhere, even though it was beautiful in Hawaii and the water and the trees and whatever. But I want to explore more another time.
I do too.
But anyone who's looking for like 4 days with the kids, I strongly recommend the Mauna Lana Kani.
Yeah. Mauna Lani in Kona.
In Kona, which is
on the
Hawaii.
Big Island.
Yes. I did not enjoy, I did not enjoy the luau.
I didn't really love doing that
But
either.
the pork was delicious.
There was like the end of the pork at the buffet, so I didn't end up taking it.
My favorite pork is when about 100 people have scooped their spoons into it before me, and then I get it because you get not only that spoon flavor, but like some human
cells that have just
maybe
exfoliated
like
off
some
finger and cuticles that just fell off.
Pork exfoliated with
5-year-old who just lost a tooth.
Perfect.
So no, I didn't eat the pork, but I didn't eat the pork, but
that was good.
But I ate the roasted. There were like these really yummy roasted honey macadamia nuts that were so good that made me want to eat macadamia nuts here.
That's a big
Hawaiian thing.
Yeah.
Macadamia nuts, coffee, especially from Kona. The coffee was so good there. I think you need to be there for at least like 5 full days. And then also, like exploring a little bit. I really wanted to do that waterfall hike thing, but it was going to be so expensive. And then it went from like being so expensive to then like a 10-hour thing. But I'll do more due diligence next time.
Well,
Sunny also didn't want to leave. So I don't feel that bad about leaving. Yeah.
Sunny, were you happy with our trip to Hawaii? Yeah. Do you have anything to say about it? Okay, great. So we got back from Hawaii. We had a few days here, and then Whitney was invited by 2 moms in Sunny's class to go to Palm Springs for a couple nights, and Whitney was going to take Sunny and go. And then she was like, you should come. You could play golf and like hang out as you want. And I was like, yeah, I would love to go. And so we went, and that was a whole nother trip.
That was a lot.
First, I want to know, what was your thought process in accepting the invite? And don't take that question to mean, I thought it was strange. I thought it was great you accepted the invite, but your thought process.
I had a couple different thoughts. So person that invited me, I really like, and I want to get to know. And I feel like I had kind of been MIA the past couple months, like traveling a lot, not doing pickup or drop off a lot. So I felt like I kind of needed to show up and do this with my kid. And then I also knew that it was something that Sunny was really going to want to do. Like if I told him, do you want to do this? That he was going to be like 100%. And the alternative was going to be us here trying to make plans and like figuring out everything. So I was just like, okay, let's do it. Like I knew it was going to be a sacrifice. Like I knew it was going to not be
a vacation,
but I felt like there were just more pros than cons to this scenario.
Great way to look at it.
Like, and I was just putting myself last.
Wow. Yeah. You are a saint.
Until you came and then I put you last.
Living saint. We went to the Omni, which is a gigantic hole of
It's
shout out to the Omni.
It's a hotel. It's been there forever. It's in Palm Springs. It's like
almost like it's run by teenagers.
Honestly, I was very surprised with how fast like food came.
You know what? That's not my real critique of it. It's not that it was run bad or it had bad service. I mean, all their phones were down, and
that's true.
There were people sitting outside of the rooms like to help you with your keys.
Yeah,
all the keys didn't work.
They had a cyber attack last week. They said.
Oh, yeah. I know that the Russians really want to hack the Omni because they got like a lot of national security secrets and
You didn't know there's like a crazy bunker under there?
Yes, and that's where Ronald Reagan
Hid
would
from the feds.
The feds in his big Ronald Reagan v. the feds saga that happened in the 40s. See, like, don't take our Kate Middleton seriously. We have no idea what we're talking about.
No.
Anyway, it was a great place. It was just like it's like one of those places where the gigantic pool is surrounded by like gates.
Yeah. And like 3 rows of lounge chairs, and you like have to turn in tickets to get towels and then turn back the towels in at the end of the day to get the tickets back. Pool doesn't open till 9, so you have to wait in like a really long line in the heat to like just get in the pool.
Would you say that
And
there was
then
this much space in between the chairs,
There's
or
not
this
any.
much space?
Every chair is like
touching the chairs,
and you
next
can
to them.
only get
And
like,
look,
or I think you can get only 3 chairs, even if your family has like 6 people.
Okay, so I just realized we probably sound like assholes. We were like, Hawaii was so nice, and this hotel was not nice. Look,
assholes.
like I would rather not go on vacation. I don't know how to talk about this without sounding like an asshole.
Well, no, the Palm Springs is. You would rather not go on that vacation. That's totally fine. We weren't going on it for that purpose. So
No,
whatever.
And right, and like we had good attitudes, and it was fun-ish. It was fun.
It was fun until Sonny got sun poisoning.
That was rough.
Yeah, he got dehydrated.
Parent tip: sunscreen.
Not only sunscreen, but the water throughout the day too.
It was like a sarcastic tip. Like obviously parents know to use sunscreen. Hopefully. Anyway, so then we just got back yesterday and we still have like 5 more days. Like there's 2 weeks of spring break, and then you'd think on the Monday they'd send these kids back to school, but they're like, JK.
I know.
That day's also off.
I know.
What's up with that?
I know.
What's up?
I'd have to go through
What's
my emails
up?
in order to tell you what the reason for the Monday closure is.
But there is a reason.
But there is a reason.
I like to kind of operate my life that way. It's like, this sucks. There's probably a reason for it. Like, I'd just be wasting time if I looked into why. Just accept that there's a reason for
Radical
it. And
acceptance. I just want to prepare you though that there's only 8 more weeks of school, and then we're on summer break. And so you and I have to get situated with our plans and getting him in camps and stuff.
Whenever someone says you and I, in my head I go, U-N-I-T-Y, that's a unity.
That's a unity.
It's a fun fact about me because we're on a date. So how do you think we did as a couple?
I feel like we did fantastic.
Good.
It wasn't until yesterday when I felt like I'm really done. Like not done like with you, but like I'm just
Who will
like,
co-host the podcast?
I'm like mentally exhausted.
But now we're home and we can divide and conquer and get some
Research.
self-care.
Yes, I already went to therapy. I already took a tennis lesson. We're hashing it out or just like getting on the same page about stuff. We have some work stuff that we don't need to bore you with, but that we should get on the same page about. And yeah, we're here. We're not going anywhere until the end of April. So we have 3 weeks here. So chill, unwind, relax.
Get stuff done.
Get your groove on.
All right, that sounds good. What was the best thing you ate last week?
The best thing I ate. My ube coladas from the hotel
In Hawaii.
in Hawaii were so good. Ube, I guess, is like a purple yam, and they somehow make some sort of amazing like purple slush syrup that they mix with the pina colada, and it's so tasty.
Wonderful.
I think I drank 3 one day and like I didn't even feel a thing.
Good for you.
It's weird for me.
Yeah, I wonder if that is a good thing. You didn't feel drunk?
No, not at all. And then I took 3 sips of that margarita yesterday and was like
Hammered.
woozy.
Right. Too
So-
much sun.
Yeah. It was the best thing you ate.
I don't know. The pull-apart bread at that restaurant, they
pull-apart
brought out
bread
like
was-
a giant Parker House roll, like brushed in butter and salt, like right out of the oven, and you pull it apart and then you eat it.
That was really good.
That was good at the Canoe House.
Your meat sauce that you made
Shout out
at some
Reed.
point in this past week was really good too.
Made a good meat. Yeah,
You
good-
made a really good meat
bolognese.
sauce.
You guys want to hear my bolognese recipe for the 8 billionth time? Probably not. Channel news. We are considering recording these podcasts in the car.
Oh, yes.
And like driving to a destination to get some food, reviewing it, and doing the podcast all in one. Because sitting here,
It's a little
sitting at Dear
stagnant.
Meaning, a little sterile.
Sterile and
Stagnant, sterile, and
silly. No.
Silly at times. Stuffy.
Yes.
Stoofy.
Starch.
No,
Stark.
Stark, yeah. Tony Stark. All right, that was the best thing I ate. Do we want to do a pop culture palate cleanser?
Pop culture palate cleanser. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched Real Housewives of Miami starting at seasons 3 and going 3, 4, and 5, but if you...
All of you listening, what are the odds that someone just started last week on 3, 4, and 5?
I don't know, but if you haven't watched any of it, just go back to only 3. You don't need to go back to the first episode, but I'm like starting to think it's like the best franchise of Housewives. Like,
why?
Maybe Salt Lake City because of the
Julia
crazy
agrees.
Personalities, but I just feel like in Miami it's just like so much more
humidity,
salacious, more money, which feels like there's more on the line.
I think it's okay for a show that has more money to be better as for a viewer.
Does that? I mean, I guess maybe that's a personal thing, but I don't know. I freaking love it, and I'm into the women. And
who do you like? Which women? Get into some detail.
Okay, I think Nicole's great. Like, it seems like she works really hard, and she just seems like normal, real, cool.
The doctor who's married to the guy who looks like an otter.
Yeah, they're not married yet, but they're engaged.
Right. But you agree he looks kind of like an otter?
Yes, definitely.
Otter is on my top 3 list of animals I'd like to be in another life.
An otter sounds fun.
Really nice. They just lay on their back and float down rivers and like pop things into their mouth, and they're cute. And like, I don't know. They probably have some natural predators.
Well, let's look into them. I feel like otters are probably mean or something.
I'd be a nice one. Except for I'm talking about Kate Middleton. Sorry.
Alexia is fiery AF.
Yes.
Like, she just does not care and will just go off on anyone and say crazy things. Same with Adriana. Adriana is just wild and out there. Martina and like, what's her name? Julia. There's all just like weird dynamics in each of their own relationships. Duh, that's Housewives. But I'm just saying, and I know you trust me about reality, get into it.
I think that was a great recap. I like it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question for you. You like it, and these characters are fiery and flawed at times, but generally you seem to like all the women.
I actually really do like all the women.
There's one you don't like so much.
I was going to say, but actually I do really like her too. I was going to say Larsa. I wasn't so sure about, but I even think that she has like a good head on her shoulders, and I like her boyfriend.
Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah, he seems really smart and really sweet.
That's why they kicked him off Traders early.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess my question is, like on like a show like Vanderpump Rules, where we dislike every single character immensely, is it better or worse? Or equal? Does it matter?
I think it matters. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm over people that I am annoyed by. I want to see people that I like and am rooting for.
And you want conflict in these shows.
Yes.
But there's a difference between people you like having conflict and people that you really
don't care about
or over and their conflict. Interesting. I'm very much into Vanderpump Rules though right now, even though I find them all pretty hard to like.
I am too, because they're each making still like crazy decisions. Like continually over and over. Nothing changes.
Yeah. What a paradox.
I love how our pop culture is just about TV shows.
Is there anything else? You want to hear about these books I'm reading? Who reads books? Actually, I'm reading
books,
two. I'm reading
by
two,
the way.
but nobody wants to hear
but
about
that I hate to be the person like, I'm reading, like,
every time I read a book, I want to bring it up casually, and then I do, and then I want to punch myself in the face.
I feel the same way. I'm like, oh, lessons in chemistry?
Oh my God.
I just finished that.
You're like, are you drinking orange juice? Did you know there's chemistry in that? I just read a book about chemistry. And they're like, what? Who gives a shit?
Yeah. So what are you going to watch next when I
started watching Shogun on FX.
Oh, okay.
Which is about like
Samurai fighting?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only in the first episode, but it seems way better.
Okay, good.
High production value.
Yeah, you like to have like a high production value scripted meaty series to get into when I'm not around.
Yeah, some when you're around. We're watching The New Look.
I love The New Look.
Yeah.
I can't say love.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I
Like
love
it.
the main guy.
So good. Sam Mendelsohn.
Sam Mendelsohn. If that's how Dior really
his name?
was.
Ben
Mendelsohn.
And then we were calling him Bendelson.
I want to know how much of it is true, but I love him, and it's making me love Dior even more.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's great.
Mm-hmm.
Show's good.
Show's good.
Show is a 7.5 out of 10.
A tad slow.
Tad Slow. Do you know Tad Slow from high school? All right. Best thing I ate. What's up with Sonny? He's good. Look, I don't mean to sound petty.
Pompous. Oh, petty.
Okay, no.
Not sure where we were going
whatever
with this.
adjectives you're about to say are how you truly feel.
No, I thought you were going to say because Sonny's so great and you were going to brag about him.
Right. Well, I am. No, but like some kids got asked to go to like summer school and Sonny didn't. And like, I'm proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
Are those feelings all right?
Those feelings are totally fine. I didn't even know that kids were being asked.
Me neither.
And then someone asked me the other day if I had been asked. And I was like, no, I didn't even know. So yes, I mean, we can be relieved and feel proud for him that he does not have to do extra work. But this is the first, like,
he might have to go to summer school next year. You know what I mean?
Knows,
like, we don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. We can be proud. Like, we have to remind ourselves how much they really matter to us.
And if he had, we'd be sitting here being like, big deal. And it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. But I was proud that he didn't have to. I don't know how to reconcile all that.
Relieved.
Yeah. Should we talk about brain farts?
Yeah, let's talk about my brain fart. Brain fart. I had so many brain farts, but I went to the LA Zoo, walked in with 3 kids, left my phone at my car, had parked like a mile away, had to take the kids back to the car to get my phone, went to the zoo.
What about your key? Didn't you leave the key somewhere weird?
Then we got back in the car after the zoo. The kids wanted different things to eat. I took one to Chick-fil-A, went into Chick-fil-A, got Chick-fil-A. Got back in the car with Chick-fil-A, drove to In-N-Out, and my key thing started saying smart key not found in car. And so I was like, oh my God, did I leave it at Chick-fil-A? So then I thought I was going to have to drive back to Chick-fil-A with the kids. But I called Chick-fil-A. You can do a ding every time I say Chick-fil-A.
Probably.
And they said my keys weren't there, which I was actually even surprised that I got a human on the phone at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you like called the store?
I called the actual Chick-fil-A location in Burbank.
Wow.
And they said no keys were there. And so I'm like, what? And then I looked around and they were like in the crevice between the passenger seat and the door, but they were like in the car. So F you, car, for making me freak out.
Oh.
So
yeah, F you, car.
Anyways.
No, I mean that dovetails nicely into my brain fart, which was leaving Palm Springs. We wanted to go visit Colony 29 where we had gotten married. Here's an amazing picture that we took there. They would not let us in. We got all the way there and I was like, oh my God, I forgot my watch. So we drove half hour back. We had to get a key at the front desk. We go to our room. I go up there. It's not in the drawer. Freaking out. We find the housekeepers downstairs. They said, we brought it to the front desk. We said, thank you so much. Praying hands emoji.
Praying hands emoji.
We did 3 praying hand emojis to her. And then we went to the front desk and they're like, oh, we don't know. I don't know. Call lost and found. I was like, it's definitely gone. It wasn't gone. Back in the car. And then we went to Colony 29. And then the car said, engine coolant.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
My
sorry.
engine coolant thing has been on for...
People like this shit? We're just
they
talking.
do. I just looked. Our podcast is like number in the 40s in leisure, which is really good.
Great.
It's cool to even be in like the top 100. So don't stress.
All right. If people are liking it, I could tell you about our all day long.
Well, we don't need to know about the engine coolant, but
why? It was a major thing. We went to the outlets.
It would have been fine if you didn't deal with it right then and there. We had been driving with it like that for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I had been.
Well, tip for all you car owners out there: you need a specific kind of coolant. I got the wrong coolant, and then I had to top it off with water. All right, I want to start a new segment here.
Okay.
Called the airing of grievances.
Oh no.
No.
Well, tell me.
I had a really good one.
Like that's all we've been doing.
Is that true? Julia says no. Julia?
Okay, go. Airing of grievances.
I had a grievance that I forgot about, but then I had a new grievance today. This guy was tailgating me in a S4, like on Riverside, like in and out of traffic, like tailgating, red light, the whole thing. And Sonny was in the car with me, and like I was like getting ready to like road rage this guy politely. And then I thought to myself, maybe he's on his way to like the hospital.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what's going on in this
Yeah.
guy's life. Or like
Yeah.
maybe, his mom just broke her clavicle.
And he's trying to rush over to save her.
Right. And so I
Yeah.
was like, have a little grace for these people.
Yeah.
Then this motherfucker just pulled into Whole Foods.
Stop.
Yeah. And then
Maybe he was getting some.
I thought about that too, but then I was like, that's
Thing he
unlikely.
really
So
needed.
enjoy your rage. He pulled in and like went to the back of the parking lot. And I pulled in close to the entrance and like was looking over at him, and he just never came in.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to do anything. I was going to say like, oh my God, you were really in such a rush to get to Whole Foods. Like you could kill someone driving like that.
But
And
you think he was maybe afraid to come in, or
I
he was
doubt
just
it.
shady and like parking in the back of a parking lot and doing weird things, like being reckless and
what
just
are the
kind of a
odds
weirdo?
anyone was like afraid of me? Pretty good. I just made a muscle for all of you listening to illustrate how afraid everyone should be of me. Don't be afraid of me, anyone. If you see me in the street,
A gentle giant.
yeah, I'm like a gentle, just average height person.
A gentle average. I don't have any grievances to air.
Oh, I'll take your spot.
I just want to put positivity into the world and have it come right back at me.
I don't know. I just want to say that I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning and wasn't maybe in the mood to do this, but I feel better airing my grievances, knowing that the world is still spinning and everything is going to work out.
And it's gonna be fine. And
Yeah.
we have each other.
And I got you, yeah.
This is what these sessions are for, and it's a lot of proof of a lot of times so many things that we don't want to do end up being like beneficial for us. But also tune into yourself, and when you want to say no, you can say no.
This was the first conversation we
Have ever had on this couch?
Yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Let's kiss it.
Oh, just want to kiss you.
Oh, let's kiss. Normally we don't sit this close to each other.
I know.
We can kiss.
We could even hold hands if we wanted to.
I do, always.
Well,
I thought you were mad at me for the last 2 weeks.
I thought you were mad at me this morning. That's why you were
In a bad
mood. And that's why I felt the need to apologize. Also, because I really did think I upset you last night.
Wait, so you only apologized because you thought I was mad at you, or because you thought you needed to apologize?
No, I thought I needed to apologize.
You didn't. I wasn't.
And then I thought,
No, I
I
had
woke
this
up
dream
thinking
that
that
we were both on a Bachelor type show about married couples, and like you, like your head got turned. But that I wasn't mad at you because that's in a dream, and I'm not psychotic.
I'll tell you. I honestly think the 2 weeks, I feel like I have been different. I think like like getting the news of the fertility stuff and kind of like starting from a square one again has like taken me to a place that I
had to deal with.
Have had to deal with, and I'm like dealing with, but
it's it's hard.
It was at the same time as like dealing with parents aging, mom stuff. So yeah, I think you're not wrong for noticing that maybe there's been something up, but
and like lesson for me, like just because you're acting a certain way doesn't mean it has to do with me. And like I asked and you said no, and like it's on me to believe you. Just because we spend all of our time together doesn't mean you're going to be happy all the time, even when you're not mad at me. Did that make sense?
It did.
And so I need to tell myself that. And when you say I'm not mad at you, I believe you.
I know that, and I feel like we're so good at that now, and like really believing each other. We like know those triggers and like how to manage that. I feel like I always love to travel and I want to do it all, and I have to maybe
like understand that takes a toll.
It takes a toll on me.
And we
even
need some
as
time
much
here.
fun as it is, and as much as I want to do everything, like it can be physically exhausting for me.
So let's recharge this week. That's my goal.
And then I put everything else on the back burner too. Sorry.
No, please
When I travel, I try to like be in the moment. So then I come home and I feel really behind. And I think that's not a good way to be all the time.
All right. Well, we'll get ahead and we'll feel more grounded or whatever.
I'm sure every parent at finishing off spring break is feeling like this right now.
Maybe that's why we're top 40 in leisure.
Go do some leisure, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do some leisure.
Go leisure yourself.
Let's go leisure. You said you wanted some alone time, or not alone time, but like some
Get out.
you time. What would make you feel whole today? I had a good morning, and I
My
feel
stomach?
like a release. I just had a good release here.
This was good. This
Mhm.
really made me feel better.
Good.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone who's listening. This is a real podcast hosted by two real people who
Yeah.
are flawed.
You should read the comments on the podcast because
Do
I think it
people
would
say
make
nice
you
things?
feel better.
I like a nice comment.
Yeah, I'll read you some and you'll feel better about
Okay. They'll be worth about 1/100th of what the negative ones are worth.
Yeah,
But that's
There is a
fine.
negative one, but there's like a million positives.
What's the negative one? No, I don't want to know.
It's not, it's.
Is it about my hair?
No.
I'm just kidding because I got a good haircut.
I love you. Let's go spend time with Sunny or.
Come here. Come here. Right here.
We're done.
Come here, we're done. This is our new
fine,
theme
don't
song.
worry.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Get back to the dishes, your commute, your walk, you're at the gym. I think it's important to try and guess where people are because then if we guess it right, they're like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Where do you think someone would be listening to this right now, Sunny? Are they in the car?
Hit 'em
Are
with
they
the
on
microphone.
the beach?
On the beach.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Sonny, who do you love the most in the world?
My mommy and daddy.
Sonny, if you could only listen to one podcast in the leisure category, whose would it be?
Yes.
And what advice do you have to the people at home listening who might be stressed out because their kids are on spring break?
Take it easy.
All right. Take it easy, everyone.